can't even think of a time
Not that
I
cold.
kind of ice skated in the last
Oh, no.
Oh, I know. You can't go ice skate.
30 years.
Although a couple of years ago, they did do some skating up at St. Andrews on Knoxontown Pond. It froze.
Put him back here at the back table. Go on back to the back table. You'll-
You might rotate that. How are you, buddy? All right.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Gabby, you just informed me that the meeting's supposed to come to order already?
Well, I have to let YouTube do it. It's ahead of time before the meeting actually starts.
Yeah, so we're doing YouTube
And it's
now. We're not, no
YouTube
more
now,
Zoom.
Yeah, I understand that. I don't see anybody on now. If some,
Well, this is for Zoom. You won't see anybody for YouTube.
we won't, but if there's somebody on,
They're not, they have to be here.
they have to be here to make comment.
That's
Otherwise,
You can't.
they just get to listen to us.
Yes.
or watch. That's
So
correct.
that's almost as disappointing as what you have to put up with. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. And is Barrett off tonight? I mean,
No,
or,
Barrett's supposed to be here.
okay, all right. I saw he sent the
Resolution.
resolution, so. Six thirty. Planning and Zoning Commission called to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. The, Mr. Reed is not with us this evening. So, and as we just announced, if there's anybody listening to us on YouTube, you get to listen to us, but unfortunately, we don't have the ability to communicate back and forth any longer due to the fact that there were some individuals who were misusing Zoom. So that being said, is there anyone here that wishes to bring something before the Planning and Zoning Commission that is not on the stated agenda? I see no one. Nothing is to be deleted, I assume.
I would just want to introduce and allow our student member to introduce himself.
Is he putting you on the spot?
Yes.
Okay. You want to introduce her to start with?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll do a better job than I can.
Hi, my name is Hadassah Pure Louis. I'm a senior over at Smyrna High School. I'm part of the Student Government Association there. I'm an executive officer. I'm also part of the marching band, the debate club there, and other organizations. And Mr. Davis reached out to me with this opportunity, so.
Look forward to having you on board. And like I said, first few ones will be, a learning experience. But like I said, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to bring it up.
Mhm.
And since you're a member of the Regiment of Red, what instrument you play?
Trombone.
There you go. Okay. All right.
Yes, and don't be afraid to have a youth opinion,
That's right. Yeah.
please.
Absolutely.
But you got to remember, what we're deciding is short-term for me, is long-term for you. All right. With that said, approval of the planning and zoning minutes from August 27th. Is there a motion to approve?
I will make a motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
Second.
Question on the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Hi.
Opposed? So carried. Gabby, nice job with them too. You made us look a lot better than we were. Okay? And I mean that.
Yeah.
So we're now on to the public hearing to consider the following applications, and the first one is for 5280 Wheatley's Pond Road. You're up.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is an application for an annexation and rezoning to annex two parcels. One approximately 0.11 acres and the second 1 acre in size for a total of 1.11 acres. And this is at 5280 Wheatley's Pond Road. This application was duly advertised in the Delaware State News on September the 7th. It was advertised at Town Hall on September the 5th. It was posted on the property on September the 5th, and it was mailed to the property owner and abutting property owners on September the 5th. The applicants, for some reason, are not with us. I'm not sure, happened. I had spoken to them about a week ago, but not here. But I can explain everything for you. It's relatively straightforward. So for annexation to be considered, as a reminder, there's a couple things that have to be in place for even annexation to be considered. And then secondly, in terms of what zoning district the parcel can be annexed into. So these two parcels are at the intersection of North Carter Road and Wheatley's Pond Road. These were originally single family dwellings. So originally there was, from the aerial imagery going back to the 30s, there were actually 2 or 3 houses on this property. And the most recent one burned down about 20 years ago or so. The chair might remember the exact date. I'm sure he was on the fire call. These parcels are, the red line is shown as the municipal boundary. So as a reminder, there's a couple considerations that have to be in place to be considered for annexation. You have to be specifically designated for annexation on our future land use map of the adopted comprehensive plan. You have to be directly adjacent to an existing parcel or area within the town municipal boundaries of Smyrna. And then it has to be annexed under the appropriate zoning district as outlined in the comprehensive plan. So the property is located directly across from the Bay Health Emergency Center, which is located within the town. So it is an eligible it does meet the state standard for contiguity as outlined in the comprehensive plan. So all the parcels that just came from upstairs. Can I help you? There is one here. This is for planning. Okay. Somebody walking upstairs. I don't want to.
No, sorry.
That's okay. So the Spruant City, as everyone knows, is which was platted out in the late 19th century. It's not located within the town. Pieces of Spruant City and some of the lots in Spruant City have been annexed, but only piecemeal. Some of you may remember in 2019 and 2020, when we were going through our 2020 comprehensive plan, we actually received a request for this property to be designated for commercial use. Dollar General was actually looking at locating on this particular corner, and they had interest in developing a site. It's currently zoned BG Business General within Kent County. This board decided and recommended that given the residential nature of these streets in Spruant City, that this be designated for neighborhood residential. So it's shown on our future land use map, this orangish color, which is for neighborhood residential. Okay, so in terms of the area zoning, so the zoning within Spruant City along North Carter Road, the few lots within Spruant City which have been annexed under either the R2A or R2, which is shown in the brown. So R2A is shown in the yellow. So the under the neighborhood residential future land use designation, the property can be annexed under 4 potential zoning districts. It can be annexed under R1, R1A, R2, and R2A. The applicant has proposed and requested to be annexed under R2A. And as a reminder, I put in this is on the left is the table of allowable uses in each of those 4 zoning districts. And then on the right, you have this is the bulk standards, the minimum lot widths, minimum lot depths, and they do vary. So single family dwellings are permitted in all 4 of these zoning districts. Semi-detached or 2 families are permitted in the R2 and the R2A. And then apartments and townhomes are permitted in the R2A zoning district. The applicant is proposing, based upon these, you'll notice that the minimum lot widths do get smaller. The minimum lot area gets smaller as you go up in the zoning districts. But to go back to the aerial, what the applicant is proposing, you'll notice sort of to the north east of these of this area, 1.1 acres, you'll see a series of 4 lots. Those 4 lots are around, they vary between 45 and 50 foot in width. The applicant is proposing to subdivide this 1.1 acre area into something similar to approximately 40 foot wide lots. Given the depth of these lots, these lots are approximately 250 feet in depth, which is very deep. The applicant is proposing, or after annexation, or if annexation occurs, the applicant is proposing to do front back 2 family dwellings, so one behind the other, similar to, we've had a half a dozen of these built. We have one across from North Smyrna Elementary. We have one on North Main Street. We have one on Southeast Street, and we have one on West Commerce Street. And essentially it's 2 dwellings, one behind the other on one parcel. So they're 2 family, and they're used as rentals. The applicant is proposing 4 of those. And then on the actual corner, the applicant is interested in putting in a triplex or a quadplex, which would require special exception approval from the Board of Adjustment. So that is the long-term strategy for this property. But given the character of this neighborhood in terms of the existing lot widths in that along Culver Street, I think that's a reasonable request. So that, Mr. Chair, I'd be happy to answer any questions you have on this.
Does any commissioner have a question of staff?
I'll ask the question. Is there any requirements if they rezone to R2A and go forward with these developments to improve sidewalks along the frontage?
So that's covered under the site plan section. We have and under the requirements for a subdivision, anytime you construct a new house
Mhm.
where sidewalks are already in place, they're required to do a 6-foot sidewalk.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
The applicant is here tonight?
the applicant is not here.
Not here, okay.
The applicant's not here tonight. What the applicant is proposing to do, so currently sanitary sewer runs down North Carter Road. It's an 8-inch water line, right? That runs up Culver Street. Culver Street's that like rear access alley that you see there. There's already a water line that runs up the length of it, even though it's not in the town of Smyrna. We have a lot of that in Spruance City, where a number of these lots are actually already connected to utilities. This one is not, but some of its neighbors are. So the applicant is proposing to run sanitary sewer up Culver Street, and then everything will be served from the rear.
His expense on the sewer?
His expense, yeah. So they would be getting, out of 1.1 acres, they're going to be getting around 12. I mean, what they're proposing is 11 to 12 dwelling units, which is, they deem as a,
As long as they don't ask for a parking exception.
yeah. Well, the lots are deep enough. They're not going to have a problem. Given the depths of the lot.
Mr. McGrath?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
access off of Culver Street possible?
All access will be on all Culver Street.
Okay, well, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
good.
that's what we've been working with the applicant on. So we've been working with her.
And improvements to that street?
Yes, so they've, what the applicant is requesting is actually that the town take ownership of the Culver Street. And that the developer is proposing to do improvements to Culver Street to bring it up to town standard. They're gonna have to run sanitary sewer through it, so those improvements are gonna be required.
That street's not in town, right?
It is not in town. Yeah, so some of these streets in Spruance City are kind of checkerboard in terms
So
of.
make it a toll road or?
Yeah, that's right. So,
Any other questions of staff? Is there anyone here to speak in favor? Anyone in opposition? Anything else, Mr. Rothwell?
nope, this is for a recommendation to the town council.
Yeah. Houses.
Recommend to council for the vacant parcels to be annexed into the town of Smyrna as R2A as far as the 2020 comprehensive plan. There's a motion to that effect.
I will make a motion that with town of Smyrna recommendation that we annex property as forementioned to R2A resident.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Question on the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Thank you very much.
Ready?
Next item on the agenda. Rezone existing 5.78 vacant from IR to highway commercial, 370 North Main Street.
Behind 370 North Main.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this parcel has a long and illustrious history, if you want to call it that. It's been a process for this. This parcel is immediately behind Colette's, which is at 370 North Main Street. And this application again is for a rezoning from INR, institutional recreational, to HC highway commercial. This application was duly advertised on September the 7th in the Delaware State News, on September the 5th at Town Hall, on the subject property on September the 5th, and mailed to the property owner and the budding property on September the 5th. So this a little over 5 acre parcel. It was once a 11 acre parcel. So the area where Colette's was originally, where you see Colette's, that their manufacturing facility. This was one combined parcel when we went through the title search. It was just an agricultural parcel in the early 1960s when they built Litton Industries. They manufacture circuit boards. Is that correct, Mr. Chair?
Mm-hmm.
And so the back half was subdivided off. Nothing was ever done. In the interim period in the 1970s, in the 1960s and 70s, the town acquired what is today George Wright Municipal Park, immediately adjacent, shown there on the left. And get my dates straight here, up until 1988, this back parcel was actually designated for manufacturing because the parcel right in front of it was Colette's Manufacturing, or what was previously Litton Industries, had been a manufacturer since the 1960s. In 1992, the town purchased this property using ORPT, which is Outdoor Recreational Trails Program. I believe that's the acronym. I believe that's what acronym stands for, with DNREC. Essentially, it's the state parkland acquisition program. It provides funds for local governments and the state to be able to purchase open space and parkland. So in 1992, this parcel, since it was directly adjacent to the then town park, as it was referred to then, and over the next 30 some years, this property was just never developed. Okay. Right along the property line between, and you can kind of see the indentations that go down in between the property lines between Colette's and the adjacent George Wright Park, there is a fairly deep swale and ditch that goes in between the two. There's also a lot of vegetation and trees between George Wright Park and this little over 5 acre parcel. So for that reason, this parcel was never developed for open space purposes because it was not easily accessible for the town. Now, fast forward until, so when we did our 2020 comprehensive plan, because this is a town-owned property that was part of our park system, this was designated for open space under on the future land use map of the comprehensive plan, because it was town-owned property. In 2023, in the fall, the applicant, Mr. George Kays, approached the town about wanting to purchase the property. So if you, right in the back of the Smyrna Mart Shopping Center behind Acme, you have Smyrna Self Storage, which Mr. Kays and his brother own. And while the town does not have easy access to this particular parcel through George Wright Park, Mr. Kays would have direct and easy access to this parcel. And he approached the town about purchasing it to expand his self-storage facility. This was reviewed by the town council in various meetings, and the town council opted to accept an offer, a conditional offer, contingent upon the town acquiring a comparable amount of parkland elsewhere. So because the town utilized ORPT grant funding from the state, from DNREC, the state has requirements under state code that if you sell parkland that was purchased with state funding, that you have to purchase or acquire a comparable or more acreage of parkland elsewhere in the town. And from 2023 to 2025, the town has been negotiating with the Division of Historical and Cultural Affairs to purchase, or not, excuse me, not purchase, but acquire 19-acre property known as the Lindens. It's an historical property just to the left of this image. It's also immediately adjacent to George Wright Park. The town council in July of this year actually voted to acquire the Lindens and also formally accept the offer for Mr. Case moving forward. Because we had to move forward together for these to actually take place. Okay. We could not sell this property if we could not acquire parkland elsewhere. So that was why we had that 2-year gap between the two. Now, after the town conditionally accepted the offer, what we had to do for Mr. Case to potentially be able to develop the property is in December of 2023, the Planning Commission actually reviewed a comprehensive plan map amendment based upon the town council's directive. So on the left is the adopted 2020 future land use map, and the parcel is shown in green, kind of in the center of the map, if everybody can see it. And then on the right, in December of 2023, the Planning Commission voted on a comprehensive plan map amendment to change that parcel from open space to commercial. Before rezoning can occur, you have to do a comprehensive plan map amendment. The zoning has to map up under Delaware state law. The zoning of the property has to line up with the future land use map and the land use designation on that map. So following the July recommendation from the an acquisition by the Smyrna Town Council, we moved ahead. We had to go to what's called Plus. For those of you who don't realize that the state agencies had to review this map amendment, which had kind of been in limbo for a 2-year period, waiting for the other acquisition to occur. So Plus reviewed this in the first of on September the 3rd. The state agencies reviewed and approved the request, which allows this rezoning application to move forward. So under again, for rezoning, for the commercial land use designation, there's only a couple of different particular zoning districts. It can be zone HC, highway commercial. It can be zoned SC, shopping center. And then we also have the LC, which is I can never remember if it's a local commercial or limited commercial. I can never remember the two. We only have a few of those parcels. So the applicants proposed to be zoned HC highway commercial so they could do their self-storage units. So that is the let me go back, because that's the next application. So that concludes me. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. It's a long timeline for this particular parcel, but.
Any questions from the commissioner to the staff?
Can I ask, why was it always kept as a contiguous, huge parcel there? Why was it not ever subdivided to off wetlands that are undevelopable or anything like that?
Just to speak to that.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair may have been, were you on council at the time when this was purchased, or? I can't answer that.
That's great.
I was not here. I was not
Yeah.
here when that occurred, but I don't know the reasoning behind the acquisition. I can't speak to that. We don't have a file on it. I mean, it
The
was.
whole reason for it was going to be a parkland.
Mhm.
That was the reason. There was no thought at that time
Yeah,
or in recent time.
yeah. So it was used for a park.
It was going to be used for a park.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
can't, because you can't
And,
get.
well,
Yeah.
that's what council has decided.
Mhm.
So, so that's the answer. I mean, that's the reason from that standpoint. And now they've gotten the Lindens.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And, I mean,
Overpass. It's not an.
it's a difficult position for me because
Shooting fish.
it was supposed to be parkland. And now they bought the Lindens, which is next door to a dump,
Mhm.
so that's council's decision. My question to you would be, we are here because we're going to make a recommendation to council to go ahead and change the zoning
That's correct.
to highway commercial,
That's correct.
something that we've already basically put ourselves on record when we went before having the comprehensive plan updated.
That is correct.
Right.
Because I'd be hard pressed to come up with a reason why I'm not going to go with what this planning commission decided to do in 2023.
December 2023.
Yeah, so, okay, it just, the whole process at times, I don't want to use the term amuses me, but it amuses me.
This was a council decision, when Mr. Kays came to the town, to ask for consideration. Staff did not provide a recommendation. I didn't think it was appropriate. This is a legislative decision on the part of the council, and the council was interested in entertaining the offer and felt that this was appropriate.
Mhm.
And they did, they made the decision without any recommendation.
Okay.
So, with that said, is there someone here to speak in favor of it? Which one of you wants to flip the coin?
Yes.
Too long, is there anything you wish, are you Mr. K?
Yes.
Okay, is there anything you'd like to add to the testimony or the comments that Mr. Rockwell gave?
To my left is my brother John, to my right is my son Thomas, and we're the owners of Smyrna Self Storage. We've been here since 2000 when we first opened up shop, so to speak. And since then, we have been at capacity or near capacity the entire amount of time, where we typically have to turn people away. So there's a demand for the product that we have. If we go ahead with this, as we hope to go ahead with this will be beneficial to not just us, but to our customers as well as the town, to the expanded town tax base as well. So it's a win-win-win situation for all of us, I believe.
Okay. Anybody have any questions of the applicant? Any commissioner? Thank you. Didn't mean to put you too much on the spot, but I see you brought backup if you needed them. So, okay, well, I got you.
And as a reminder, the site plan, the actual commercial site plan for the self-storage would come back before you as a category B site plan, just like our next application.
Right. Anyone here to speak in opposition to the request? Okay. Commissioners, what you have before you is to recommend to council that this be rezoned as highway commercial.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we recommend to the council the rezoning of PM 1-17-0101302031, whatever, to highway commercial.
Do I have a second?
I will second it since it's going to be underwater in 20 to 50 years anyway.
It'd be boat launching,
But Delaware Street will then be beachfront.
That's right.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Thank you. You may graciously stay and watch us or exit.
Yeah, we're done.
Don't pass up the opportunity to exit. Thank you all there. And thanks for all you do. Appreciate it.
Canoe down there.
Okay, absolutely.
Preliminary Category B site plan application for Centennial Self Storage, which is on Quarry Lane.
Been out there.
And that is vacant parcel is zoned highway commercial.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is a category B site plan application to construct 4 self-storage buildings totaling 34,100 square feet on an existing vacant parcel. This category B site plan was duly advertised in the Delaware State News on September the 7th, at Town Hall on September the 5th, it was posted on the subject property on September the 5th, and it was mailed to the property owner and the budding property owners on September the 5th. So this particular lot was part of a commercial subdivision referred to as the Smyrna, it's right here, the Smyrna Commercial Center. And this was subdivided more or less when they put in Delaware Route 1 in the late 90s. They subdivided this area into a series of blocks since it was essentially cut up the old farms. This 25-acre area or so was subdivided in 2000. This particular parcel, which was shown as, if I recall, is lot 2. This particular parcel has remained vacant. So most of the other parcels in this area have been developed. You have the Smyrna Diner, you have Firestone Tire, you have Waffle House, you have Popeyes, you have is it Sentinel or how do we, yeah, it's technically Sentinel. Self-storage is on 2 parcels over. In between the existing self-storage area is a stormwater management facility, which was put in for this entire commercial subdivision back in 2000. What the applicant is proposing, so this is an existing vacant lot. One thing that is in there, and this is, they've had to do, it was an interesting title search to have to go through. We've had quite a few different easements put on this property. You'll see we have electric pole lines for the town. This actually connects essentially north-south the entirety of the east side of US 13. This particular, there's an electrical easement that runs along the property line with Delaware Route 1 and the property line between Planet Fitness and this vacant parcel. You have a large electric easement. So the applicant is proposing 4 buildings. So 3 of the buildings are going to be your standard self-storage units. So 1 story used for, if you want to call them household goods. So in speaking with the applicant is proposing both interior and exterior access. So there will be some sort of central corridor or something of that nature that goes through the center of these buildings that will allow access from an interior hallway, and then exterior overhead doors, which, you know, that are going to be available in between the travel lanes. As you can see on over here, you'll notice that there is an existing curb cut, and the applicant was essentially proposing to use an existing curb cut. We'll talk about that because that was something that we wanted to request a change for. But this is a relatively low impact, relatively self-explanatory project. The only thing I will say, and this is, you know, the fire company, you know, had some recommendations on this. The building up to the top right-hand corner, this 5,000 square foot pole building. This is, you know, during COVID, people started buying all sorts of luxury items, and they weren't just buying things for their house. They were also buying RVs and campers and everything like that to be able to do in the outdoors. So in the self-storage world, this is a up and coming thing, is to also not just have household items, but have buildings dedicated for vehicles, typically for your recreational vehicles, whether it be campers or full-blown RVs. The applicant's essentially shown a fire lane going around the entire perimeter of the site. As the applicant is proposing in compliance with our town code, they are proposing 6-foot wide sidewalks along South Corey Lane. Under normal circumstances, we would ask for street trees to be put in. They are not required in this particular zoning district, but we typically ask for them. Unfortunately, because there's an electrical easement and we have overhead power lines running along this side of South Corey Lane, we're not going to be able to do street trees. We have asked for some low-lying vegetation to be able to provide a little bit of beautification to the site as you go down South Corey Lane. When we updated the, just one more thing. The applicant has not proposed, if you'll notice at the throat of the entrance, the applicant has not proposed crosswalks. We are requesting crosswalks at that particular location. We think that's just safe. Given the access of this point, there's a lot of different curb cuts on South Corey Lane, because you have, when you go in South Corey Lane from US 13, it's the only entrance into this commercial subdivision. And then you make the right, you'll go straight. If you want to go to Planet Fitness, you'll make a right. You go all the way down to Smyrna Diner. But as you go down South Corey Lane, you have Firestone Tire, you have curb cuts for Firestone Tire, then you have Popeyes, and then you have Waffle House. So all of these curb cuts are serving those 3 commercial businesses. For safety reasons, working with our town engineer, we all agreed with the fire company and with Station 64, we need to move this proposed access point so that it lines up with the access and entrance for Firestone Tire, which is across the street. So essentially moving the entrance slightly to the right so that it lines up. For parking on this site, self-storage requires 1 space per 5,000 square feet. So this comes out to 6 vehicular parking space, which includes 1 ADA. The applicant has proposed 3 parking spaces, including 1 ADA. So the applicant will need to provide, to comply with our code, will need to provide 3. So that'll be one of the code requirements that is required for this. The applicant is also technically required, although is also technically required to provide a bicycle rack for said parking lot and for this facility, even though staff recognizes that this isn't something that's going to generate a lot of bicycle traffic, but it is technically required for all commercial site plans. The applicant has proposed one loading space in the very back. You'll notice on the top of the page, and in the back of that first building. So essentially just an area. I can't imagine a tractor trailer really having to use something like that. But you will likely have moving trucks and everything like that, and they'll be using the fire lane just like for the larger moving trucks. But for other traffic and circulation, you have minimum 24-foot wide travel lanes in between the buildings, and then the fire lane shown on the right is just over is a 42-foot wide travel lane. So that allows, the reason that one is 42 feet in width, and I can allow the applicant to confirm this, is because when you have the RVs coming out of this storage building, they're going to need a little bit greater turning radius to be able to navigate this area, since some of these campers are just as big as fire trucks. I mean, it's serious. So, so in terms of staff recommendations, the outside of what we just talked about, so what's shown in black is sort of reconfiguring this proposed access and entrance to line up with the entrance for Firestone Tire right across the street. And Citizens Hose Company recommended 2 fire hydrant locations on site. One right near the entrance on the left, shown there in red, and then a second one in the rear of the building, or the rear of the site, excuse me, by the 5,000 square foot building. They thought that was especially warranted given that RVs are going to have a lot of flammables in them. You're going to have propane tanks, you're going to have a fuel tank, you're going to have batteries and that sort of thing. So it's not just household items. So that was just one point of concern that, they had when they met and discussed the project with us. But other than that, the applicant has not proposed a dumpster area, but we did include in the staff recommended conditions that if a dumpster is provided, that you have a masonry enclosure, and that would be in line with the rest of the recommendations that you have been asking for. But other than that, I'm just going over making sure I got all of the conditions. For tree planting, the applicant did not provide a landscape plan. There are a number of trees kind of in the back of this site. So I'm sure that there are going to be, based upon the size of this parcel, the applicant's required to verify or plant 32 trees. I don't think that's going to be very difficult for the applicant to be able to do. But that's going to be another code requirement that I did not speak of. But everything else I think has been talked about. So be happy to answer any questions and turn it over to the applicant.
Any questions by commissioner or staff?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. McGrath.
So how's the drainage from this site communicate? Am I right that that big drainage, what do we call these things?
Stormwater management facility.
Settlement ponds, whatever they're called now. Next door, right?
Yes, so if you look
So it's gonna,
to
is
the
this
right,
gonna communicate with that, or are they gonna have one on site here? I'm not reading this,
so I'll defer to the applicant on that. If
not
you,
reading this drawing quite right.
Yes, that's exactly right. So the drainage on here, and when the subdivision was originally built, this was designed and that pond was sized for this parcel to have 70% impervious coverage.
Yeah,
So that is what we're doing. We're staying under that 70% impervious, capturing all the stormwater. It'll run through, collect, and then discharge to an existing head wall that already goes into that pond.
yeah.
It was designed for the.
So it'll actually have some water in it now.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
At that time.
It hasn't had since they dug it, but thank you. That's all I was wondering about.
Any other questions?
Can we ask one? Where are the crosswalks gonna go?
See,
Go.
I knew you wouldn't disappoint me.
I feel like it's figured out. I just didn't know.
Just between the two sidewalks at the
Okay.
entrance.
So
The
the
entrance.
moved entrance on
Yes,
Quarry Lane where you've
yep.
drawn in?
Yep.
Okay.
So there's already a sidewalk, which we required Planet Fitness when Planet Fitness was put on. We required Planet Fitness, even though it was technically just off of their parcel, we required them to put in curb ramps and start the sidewalk.
Right.
And essentially they have to extend that sidewalk, extend that sidewalk. And where they do this new entrance, they will,
We'll
you
put the
know, they will
crosswalk
have
in.
to have a crosswalk.
Yeah. And,
Thank you.
and earlier, I think before you were on the commission, I thought that the sidewalks needed to go at least to the Waffle House so people could exercise after eating at the Waffle House.
Vice versa. Yeah.
Well, now they can
Yeah.
go down to the diner, so we're good.
Well, we're gonna get an application for that one a little later.
Absolutely.
Okay. Got that covered. You want to speak in favor?
We're here, but I don't have anything additional to say. I thought he put it well. We already have one storage facility just across the stormwater pond.
Right.
So we're just trying to expand and as the gentleman said, there's definitely a need for this. So
Well, based on that, on the recommendations that staff had, are you putting in 3 more parking places?
we'll do whatever we need to do regarding parking, correct?
Okay, all right. I'm not even going to discuss the bike rack, but put it in there and go with it, all right? I don't want to see them carrying their. Anyway.
We require like for dumpster.
Okay, the trees, I think, and Jeremy, correct me if I'm wrong. I think the trees will be covered. I mean, that's,
Existing.
I feel covered with that. I don't believe the plan that we received show the entrance lining up with Firestone, but you're in agreement with doing that, moving that down. I mean, I don't know how far that is, but on this, I guess we're all looking at the same thing. It looks like that's where it would be, somewhere in that area.
20 feet.
Like
Yeah.
20 feet.
Okay, crosswalks we talked about, and Jeremy, where are they gonna go?
Essentially, the sidewalk will go along the entirety of South Quarry Lane.
Right,
And essentially at the entrance, at
Okay.
that throat, you will do a marked crosswalk at that entrance.
okay. We good?
Yeah.
Okay. The shrubbery, I don't think that'll be an issue in regards to that. And what about the fire hydrant?
The ones in the red, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any issue with trying to get them there? Okay.
All right,
No problem.
is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition to the site plan? All right, Jeremy, anything you'd like to add? All right, Commissioners, before you that we go ahead and approve the site plan for this proposal. Is there a motion to that effect, as outlined in C?
Yes, subject to the conditions and recommendations.
Right. I see, I gave you your opening and you did good. Thank you.
Pass the test.
That's it. Is there a motion to approve as stated?
I will make a motion to approve the site plan with the recommendations.
Okay,
Second.
okay, we're putting you on the spot, I know.
Sorry.
Question on the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Thank you very much. Thank everybody very much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And we'll have a lot more for you to be a part of as we move forward, as we do those types of things. Mr. Rockwell, do you have anything you'd like to add? Right.
So I do not have any applications at this point for October. Just south of this site, across South Quarry Lane, the vacant between Waffle House and
Yeah.
Smyrna Diner, I'm expecting an Applebee's application. We already had a pre-application meeting with them.
Huh.
They have a contract on the property, so I am expecting Applebee's to come forward, hopefully for the November meeting, but I don't have anything for
He's
October
in the
unless I
neighborhood.
get something tomorrow.
Which ain't really in there.
Abby, don't open the mail. Yes,
Can I add one more thing for our new business?
please.
So I don't know if you guys are aware, I'm a member of the Delaware chapter of the American Planning Association. And this is a nonprofit organization, has a local Delaware chapter that promotes the, education and best practices of planning across the state. They are doing a membership push to get, the best practices out there better in the state. And they are offering a discount for participating for any elected officials in any municipality. So because they heard I'm on the planning commission now, they're getting me to do their bidding and bring it before you all.
Secretary, are you secretary?
I'm the treasurer.
Treasurer.
The treasurer of the chapter. So yeah, not just a member, I'm a treasurer. Yes.
Hey, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, so I told Jeremy about this earlier, but there is a discount. If you would like to be a member, you can take advantage of any of their events that they do in the state, as well as any of the resources that they put on their websites. We can send out the links to peruse at your leisure, but it is a discount to the town. If anybody wants to join that, it can be planning commission members, our town council members, anything like that. I have my note on here. It's you can pay $121 and sign up an unlimited number of folks for $68 each, which covers the $63 for the national APA dues and $5 for the Delaware chapter dues.
And the
So-
town would pay that.
And the town would pay
Do
that.
you have that information?
Well, I do. And if any of you are interested, I'd be happy to sign you up.
Yes.
I have it, we have a budget for memberships and everything like that. Mine's really expensive for AICP.
Yeah, so it's non-professional members that don't
Yeah,
have the little
non-professional.
AICP. at
I'm
the-
already a member, so you don't have to
So
worry.
you're in, yeah.
On the
Hey,
board.
Scott, that leaves you and me, bud.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, I'm interested. That would be-
One thing that they do
Scott,
offer, which is.
Yeah, I think so.
I would ask that all members of the planning
Yeah, I
commission
think that's right.
should be a part of that.
Yep.
And, that's a recommendation that we send to staff that we all get put on.
So at least we have access to questions, documents, that kind of thing.
We would, you would, although I could probably find them for you. The big thing is that they do the chapter typically does a one-day conference.
Mhm.
Where is it? Is it gonna be in?
It's going to be at the Bally's Conference Center this year.
Okay,
So
so in Dover.
they're going
It's
big.
typically every
Yeah.
December. The nice thing, what I always think is the best part is Max Walton, who is our all-star land use
Yes,
attorney,
yes.
always gives like a 1 to 2 hour update in terms of all of the land, he nerds out on the best land use cases from across the country. Which is helpful, for you all. So, things like solar or things like accessory dwelling units or,
Yep.
signage.
All the up
those
and
pesky
coming
things
hot
that,
topics that come
hot
out.
topics.
And then they also do monthly lunch and learns that are like noon to 1. And then occasionally they're trying to do walk and talk things. So we could always, post one here if there's any topics to talk about.
I'm really pleased that Mr. Rothwell has somehow agreed to this, Scott, because now we're going to know as much as he does.
I know.
That could end up
Is he gonna
becoming
accept
dangerous.
that?
That's
or no?
right. That's right.
Please.
Okay, well, thank you for bringing that up.
No, appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else
That was it.
anything
Thanks
else?
for remembering Kelly.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
I'm sorry.
Barrett, anything you'd like to bring forth?
I'm good, thanks.
All right, let us hope that October is quiet. And let us hope that what we are just heard comes to being done in November.
For Applebee's.
All right. With that said, Gabby, how we doing tonight? Scary, isn't it? To keep our